It is time to order vaccines for your district for the next 3 months. There are no special activities planned, but a few nearby districts have experienced stockouts of OPV recently, so you want to make sure your estimates are accurate. Unfortunately, you do not have reliable demographic data which would provide the most accurate estimates. But you do have reliable stock management data and relatively stable demand. How should you calculate your vaccine needs? In this situation, you would estimate vaccine needs based on previous consumption. This method consists of looking back at the quantity of vaccines consumed during a previous time period, so it relies on strong stock management data. Keep in mind that your planning is limited to the data from the previous period. Irregular highs or lows in consumption can mislead your estimates. This method cannot account for changes that may occur during the course of the planning period, such as changes in the target population due to seasonal migration or changes in the program performance. So it is best to use this method for short periods. To calculate your vaccine needs based on previous consumption, you will use this formula. You will need 3 types of data: starting or initial stock balance, the number of doses at the beginning of a given period; stocks received, the additional doses received during the period; and end stock balance, the number of doses remaining at the end of the period. Let us use this formula to determine OPV needs based on previous consumption in the previous period, in this case the last 3 months. Use data from the most recently completed period. You should repeat this calculation with the most recent data every time you estimate needs for a new period, in this case every quarter. First, add your starting stock balance to the additional stocks you received during the last quarter. This gives you the total number of available doses during the last quarter. In your district, the initial stock at the beginning of the last quarter was 5,000 doses. You received 20,000 additional doses during the last quarter. This means you had 25,000 total available doses last quarter. Now, subtract the stock remaining at the end of the period. The end stock balance considers all the doses that were used during the period, as well as any wasted doses that were lost, broken, or discarded due to freezing, high temperatures, or expiration. Since this method considers wasted doses from the previous period, there is no need to include the wastage multiplication factor. In your district, there were 10,000 OPV doses remaining at the end of the quarter. Subtract that end stock balance, and the result is the consumption for the previous quarter, which is 15,000 doses. You can now estimate that your district will need 15,000 doses of OPV for the next quarter. How would your estimates change if you did have any special immunization activities planned for the upcoming period? In this case, you would need to factor this into your vaccine needs. For example, if your district is planning a polio campaign that requires 10,000 additional doses, you would add that number to your calculation. So, your estimated vaccine needs would increase to 25,000 doses. Now you know the data needed and the steps for estimating vaccine needs based on previous consumption.